Franchise finance have a very good rate of success with ourselves in terms of the lending that we provide to franchisee proposals that we've had in front of us. I would say probably 90 to 95% of the propositions that we have pass through very, very smoothly. There'll be some that perhaps we won't like or are marginal because that's just the nature of the beast. We won't always agree to everything, but pretty much most of the deals that we see go through quite smoothly. And that's really down to the quality of the business plans that we see, and they're covering off all the sorts of points that we'd expect a business plan to cover, and they're quite straightforward, simple and easy to follow. Also, the experience of the directors of franchise finance around funding and lending is superb. They've been around in that marketplace for many years, doing business plans for over 10 years or so themselves, or being on the receiving end of business plans as bankers and financiers looking to help businesses that need the funding. So they have a lot of experience on not only putting business plans together but actually assessing business plans from the other side of the coin, and so that always gives them a different sort of stance and a different viewpoint on the business plans that they put together, and actually ensures knowing what somebody in the bank's credit department is looking for, to know the answers to those questions that they might raise. So they're a very, very successful rate of success as a result.
The way that we use franchise finance is that once we have a prospective franchisee and he starts to talk to us about his business plan and his borrowings, I put them directly in touch with Chris. And Chris has structured a fantastic business plan which is true, using facts and actual numbers, and then Chris takes them through what could quite possibly be a very difficult process if it's something that you're looking at for the very first time. It works very well. We like using an independent consultant to do this because I think it puts a separation there between the franchisor and the franchisee, which is a healthy thing to do. And a consultant can look at it very objectively and raise questions that perhaps the prospective franchisee wouldn't have raised if he was just dealing with ourselves. I would encourage any franchisor who would like to really streamline the process of the business planning and the borrowing to talk to franchise finance. I think they do a fabulous job. They've really helped us.
We decided to use franchise finance because I've heard of their expertise throughout the franchise world. We, particularly with Alpha Graphics, have a significant investment that has to be made, and we very rarely find candidates that would have all of that investment available to them in cash or liquid funds. And it is more difficult to find funding through the banks nowadays, so being able to go to the banks with a business plan that is prepared, firstly the template, and then adding in our candidate's personal financial situation so that the bank gets exactly what they need to be able to make the right decision, we felt it was worth the investment. I mean, one of the interesting things about working with franchise finance is because of the access they have to a number of different financing houses. If we put in place as a franchisor a letter of comfort which talks to what we do anyway as Alpha Graphics, if somebody is beginning to get into difficulties, we put them into intensive care and we make a commitment that they will either succeed in the business or move out of the business successfully. We're able to write that letter of comfort for the leasing finance companies, and therefore we can get a better rate of interest for the leasing for our franchisees. Something that we can only do through franchise finance. I don't think we would be able to use that kind of expertise elsewhere. It's just because of the connections that they have with the funding companies. I think they're a very professional, very competent organisation. They give you a lot of guidelines in terms of helping your franchisee find finance. And for me, it takes a key part of my franchise development process and solves the problem for me.
Franchise finance provide an invaluable resource to franchisees, franchisors and to banks. For franchisees, they provide a business planning service as well as looking at accessing the right levels of finance. For franchisors, they provide a valuable service in pre-vetting suitable candidates, ensuring that they have access to the finance that they need. And for banks, we are looking at good quality propositions that have gone through the franchise finance service and ensure that the business plans are going to be ones that the bank are likely to support. Chris and Stuart have been known to me for many years, and they provide an invaluable service to us in ensuring that we get good quality financial propositions to our bank managers. They are very experienced and offer a great service.
We work with Franchise Finance to source funding, naturally, for people who are looking to buy existing businesses. So they will help prepare business plans for the franchisees that are purchasing and present those to the bank to secure funding. Franchise Finance also work with some of our franchisor clients to help their existing franchisees develop their businesses in preparation for sale before they come to us to go through the resales process. So it's a very good end-to-end financial package.
We've been working with franchise financing now for approximately 16 years. They came highly recommended to us from the industry, so we actually knew about them prior to us arriving here in the UK. The biggest benefit that I've found in working with these people is that the big plus is that they do what they say they're going to do. And that has been very important to Minuteman Press, who's been franchising now for better than 35 years. So in working with them, we've expanded past not only the initial equipment package that our franchise owners start out with, but as they build and as they grow, they add on services, therefore additional kit. We've been able to turn to franchise financing, and in just about every instance, they've been able to satisfy our needs as well as our franchise owners' needs.
Yeah, we use franchise finance for the business planning process, raising finance and leasing arrangements. The thing I like about franchise finance is they keep us in the loop all the way, so that at any stage we know exactly what's happening, and in my experience it's been a great process to take us through and also to help keep in contact with the prospect as they're going through the process. We certainly sell it as a benefit because the key process right now with raising finance is business planning. I've personally recommended them to a couple of other franchisors with confidence, and I'd have no hesitation in recommending them again.